Voting in the Senate once again this month, and the $78 billion package. I have all the details and what we can expect from this vote right now in September. So with that being said, let's get into it and discuss what's going on. First off, thank you so much for liking and sharing this video with those buttons down below. I really do appreciate it. Also, do you know someone that may benefit from this information here in this video or any of the other thousands of videos that I have here on the channel? If so, will you please make sure to share this video with them, again, with the share button down below. Thank you. I really appreciate you and all of your support. Thank you so much for watching, and let's get into it and talk about it. All right, so here we are yet again, September, and they've talked about voting on this $78 billion package yet again this month. Now, a little over a month ago, way back at the very, very beginning of August, they voted on this $78 billion package in the Senate. Guess what? It failed. It did not make it through. It did not get the necessary 60 votes that it needs to continue. So here we are yet again, and they've indicated they'll bring it back in the month of September and they will vote on it one more time. Now, I want to point this out really quickly. I would anticipate they'll probably vote on it probably late in the month, okay? That's just my anticipation. We don't have an exact date as far as when they're going to be voting on this thing, but they've indicated, hey, we're going to try it again in September. I would bet that they're going to wait until the very end of the month. That's just my guess right now. I don't know. Maybe it's not the very end of the month, but that's just kind of my anticipation, okay? Now, here's what's interesting about this. They are struggling to get this thing through the Senate. There's only 100 senators. It's not that hard, right? They need 60 votes, or obviously 60% of the votes, in order to get this thing through, right? Well, technically it's 60 votes to get it through, not technically 60%, because if there was, let's just say, 97 senators in session, then obviously it would not be 60%, but you get my point there, right? But anyway, here's what's interesting about this piece of legislation. This actually passed through the House of Representatives way back in January of this year, a long time ago. I mean, that is many, many moons ago, right? I mean, seriously, January was a long time ago. We don't want to revisit January anytime soon because it's cold and I just don't want to go there, right? But my point is, it passed through the House of Representatives, 357 in favor, 70 against. That's incredible, right? You practically never see 357 lawmakers in the House voting on any piece of legislation. But on this one, they did. So that just shows right there, this has massive bipartisan support. And then they pushed it on the Senate and said, hey, Senate, here you go. Why don't you take care of this and just get it done? Let's just wrap this thing up. Let's get it off our plate. Let's get a win, not only for us as lawmakers because we can finally do something, but we could get a win for the people as well. The American people would finally get a win on this thing, okay? But guess what? They sat on it all the way from January through basically the very beginning of August when they voted on it, and then it failed there. But they said they're going to bring it back now, okay? So let me tell you details about this, which, by the way, quick side note, about a month ago, give or take a little bit, when I had that video out, when I was talking about the details of the vote and what they did about this whole thing and everything like that, I saw a number of comments coming in on that video from people here in the community that receive Social Security, whether it's retirement or SSDI or SSI or seniors or, retirees reaching out and saying, okay, cool, it's nice they voted on it, but what's in it for us, right? It's a really good question, which, by the way, I will elaborate on that here in just a minute. I'm going to talk to you about the details of this bill really fast here, and then I'll give you some details about that because you're right. There may not be a ton in there for fixed income, for seniors, for, SSDI, for retirees, for SSA, things like that. But there's also this other concept out there, which, again, let me elaborate on that here in just a second, okay? But anyway, this is the $78 billion package that has tax reductions in there for businesses, and then it also has the enhanced child tax credit payments, okay? Remember as well, this is retroactive back to last year, 2023. So here we are, September 2024, but this would be retroactive back to 2023. What are the details of it? It's increasing the refundable portion of the child tax credit payment. So last year it was $1,600 was the refundable portion. They're going to increase that from $1,600 to $1,800 for last year retroactive, which, by the way, quick side note as well, the IRS has already indicated they could be distributing checks, as in other words, they could offer amendments to tax returns automatically, and they could have checks and deposits into people's possession within a matter of about 6 weeks. So the IRS has already indicated they can get this thing done and they can process these amendments, in other words, checks to people in a few weeks, 6 weeks or so. give or take a little bit, is what the IRS indicated, which, by the way, they said no amendments required. They already have the information. They know who would be eligible, and they could start cutting checks pretty quick. Okay, so that's pretty cool as well. So we've already heard from the IRS on this thing, and they've already made it very clear their intentions and what they can do about this. So nice to know that's kind of in the works as well when they could do this. Now, again, the refundable portion for last year would be retroactive from $1,600 to $1,800, so they'd increase it by $200. For this year, 2024, it'd be $1,900. Next year, 2025, would be $2,000, and then it would be pegged to or adjusted to inflation every single year after that, okay? So this would be the new child tax credit payments and how they'd want to do it. So at the end of the day, let's just say this much. If you'd be eligible for the child tax credit payments on the federal level, you would be getting more money. That's just how it is, okay? It's just very simply put here. And then again, the cool thing about this is that if they were to do it in its current state right now, if they didn't make any amendments to it, the IRS would basically be cutting checks to people for the retroactive from last year as well. So that'd be really cool. That'd be helpful. That'd be extra money in the pockets of people. And yeah, be pretty nice there as well, okay? Obviously, it is not passed yet, but we're crossing our fingers right now that lawmakers know how to cast a vote in the Senate and they can get something done this month, okay? This would be a big win. Now, okay, that's the details of this legislation. Obviously, I will continue to keep an eye on it, and as they vote on it, if they pass it, if they fail it, whatever they happen to do, I will bring it to your attention in these videos, and I'll let you know as we get more information. Right now, they have not voted on it yet this month, but when they do, obviously, I'll bring it to you, okay? So anyway, for those of you here in the community that have been reaching out saying, hey, I'm a senior, I'm 65, I'm a retiree, I receive Social Security, I get SSDI, I get SSI, I have VA, I'm a spousal beneficiary, I get survivors, whatever it happens to be, and you reach out with those comments, and again, I see your comments, okay? I read a lot of comments every day, and I see the comments that come in and say, what's in it for us? I didn't see or hear anything in the bill for us, right? What's there? It's a really good comment, okay? Now, this is what I wanted to allude to really quickly here, is that when we saw this thing happen, remember back in 2021, okay, I know that was a few years ago, I get it, but I'm using this as a quick example. With the American Rescue Plan, there was what? The enhanced and the advanced child tax credit payments that started going out in July through December of 2021. For 6 months, 38 million households got an on average $422 monthly check every single month from these payments that went out. And then the beginning of 2022, they got a lump sum payment at that time as well because of the other half that was claimed on the tax returns. They got a lot of money, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that many seniors in fixed income did not get whatsoever. But during that same time, what did we get at that same time? Well, we didn't physically get anything, but we did get a lot of talk about a very similar concept in the adult check category. Do you remember talking about this as well? Okay, so they've talked about why don't we do the same thing for low-income adults, establish a monthly advanced payment for adults, which could also be claimed on a tax return as a lump sum payment, but it would give the option as a monthly check payment as well. Obviously, this did not happen, but this is the same kind of concept here as well, which is a lot of people suggesting, why aren't we doing this on the adult level? Yes, there's kids, there's child tax credit payments, there's all kinds of things like this, but what about the adults? Why are we just forgetting about adults out there as well? There's many adults, there's many seniors, there's many people with disabilities out there that also need financial stability as well, just as much as families do, right? And again, this is a really good point. So this is something that's out there. This is something that has been discussed. It has not passed, just like the enhanced child tax credit payments as well. Those have not passed either. But I would anticipate if this bill passes, I would not be shocked one bit. In fact, I anticipate it to see more people coming out yet again talking about and advocating for these advanced adult payments as well. The same kind of realm here. It could be claimed as a one lump sum payment on a tax return, or it could be an advanced type of payment as well. Okay, so obviously, again, I want to say it very quickly. It has not passed. I don't care what we're talking about here. Adult checks, child tax credit payments, doesn't matter whatsoever. Neither of them have passed, but this is something I would not be shocked one bit. In fact, I 100% expect it to be discussed yet again in the event of this bill passing. Make sense? Okay? So again, I hope that helps you, but Want to bring this to your attention really quickly. I will continue watching it very closely as I get more information on this legislation, whether they pass it or whatever they do, the votes that come in, I'll bring it to you right away in these videos. So, does that help a little bit? Please make sure to subscribe down below. Again, share the video with your friends on my social media. Check out the other videos here on the channel. Again, thousands of videos, 5,000 nearly videos here on the channel. Check out the other ones down below in the description at the top of the comment section that I've hand selected for you there. Otherwise, enjoy your day. Check out the videos popping up on your screen as well. Thank you. Have a nice day. Really appreciate your support. Just want to do what I can to keep you informed. I'm watching all this stuff every day and just translate it here in these videos. Anyway, enjoy. Have a good one, and I'll catch you again later.